What's up, Renegade Nation? Before we begin the video, I want to give a shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters and YouTube members. The Hollow King, Chris Gambrell, Mr. Play Beautiful, Beaver Gaming 64, Wildcat, Mark, Lord of Electricity, Matthew Valente, Beta's Bandicoot, Nightwolf 37, Vocaloider 97, Septimius, Arcturus Archer, Matt E, Phantom Knight, Geno, Heidi Markham, Zooksers, Roadrunner Run TV, Kevin, by the way I'm a girl, Anene, David, Diablo 2604, Haley Mitchell, Joseph Allen, Lix Productions, Alan Barty, Ashley White, Sleepless, Mr. I Like Spam, and Magnum123. And I'd also like to give a big shout out to our executive producers, Joshua Fix, The Gimpster 101, and Bevan Brummett. Thank you all very much for your support. If you want to become a YouTube member, click the join button, which is down by the subscribe button down below. And if you want to become a Patreon supporter, feel free to click the link down below in the description to find out more. We'll see you there.
That is not gonna help them.
Well, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to...
They took away this man's gun recently.
So excited!
My God.
You know, I'm seeing some of the, like, virtual pets here. I'm seeing a Furby, and I'm seeing, like, the Robo Puppy, I think. Is that what it was called? I forget. But what I do know is this. I had these, but I also had the little Tamagotchis. I used to call them pocket pets back in the day.
Yeah, see, our adults and teachers fucked us over on ever getting to actually have fun with those.
Really?
Because they got popular when I was in 5th grade, and by the time I actually got a hold of one, it was like a universal ban on you weren't allowed to have one at school. So unless you could get your parent to like take care of them while you were going to school, your pet would fucking starve to death and just not do well. So we never actually got to have a lot of fun with them.
I remember my sister had one, and I made my sister mad one time. She stole mine and hid it from me. She gave it back. My Tamagotchi died. Yeah. It was a dinosaur. I remember I had a dinosaur. My sister had a puppy. I was so happy when when it got up to adulthood. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then it died because, you know, sister being a pain, but it is what it is. So Jaden of Jaden Animations, who has not posted anything for just a little bit, so she has put out a video here. I played weird virtual pet games. So I don't know what that is, but honestly, as long as she doesn't like do stuff with like what is from Gremlins, you know, the Mogwai, and like multiply them and have them like run amok. I think everything will be all right. But for the most part, yeah, this these things, I like these things. I like virtual pets a lot because
Neopets was the one that I did.
Neopets, yes. Neopets is another thing that was really cool.
My buddy Wade played the crap out of Neopets.
God.
He still did for years afterwards, just like after I lost interest.
Well, honestly, I have no problems with with these. I love these. I love just like seeing kids get invested in them. Although now it's mostly, well, speaking of the devil, everything's on phones. Speaking of, my mom just texted me, "Hey, how are you?" "I'm good, just recording a bit." There we go. So, yeah, like everything's on phones nowadays. Like you can get like a Tamagotchi app, stuff like that. It's the world has changed a lot.
Play this Japanese cat game where you got to build like a little like room and decorate it for like all these little cats that had their own little designs and names and stuff. It's cool. It was like Kitty Collector or something like that.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. I've not really played any kind of games like that on my phone, though. I've played through the Room series, and I have a Phoenix Wright game on here, but...
Okay.
And a couple of rhythm games, like Love Live, which is my guilty pleasure game that I haven't played in forever. Citus and Demo.
I don't really have games on my phone. I really don't game that much on my phone.
I used to more whenever like I would have downtime to actually play with my phone while I was out, but ever since the pandemic and I've been at home, I just play games on my computer. So.
Well, and now you got a computer that can run pretty much anything.
Yep.
So, well, let's go ahead and get into this. This is Jaden Animations. I played weird virtual pet games. Oh, that's sweet. I just wanted to tell you I love you. Aw, thanks, Mama. Love you too. Let's see. What would be a good emoji to go with it? There we go. A heart. There we go. So yeah, my mama, she tries to stay in contact with me, but anyway, here we go.
Virtual pet games have been around since when people figured out how to make games that weren't Pong. Tamagotchi, Nintendogs, Webkins, Robo-Sapien, you name it. And it makes sense. Kids love pets, and parents love not giving their children actual living, breathing animals that'll eventually die and send their child into a spiraling depression for at least 3 days.
Aww.
It's a win-win for everyone. In 2004, my parents gave me a Nintendo DS along with 2 games to go with it. Animal Crossing Wild World and Nintendo. They already gave me a real dog at that point, but this was good for stopping me before I started trying to ask for another, because boy did I not take care of the first one. I actually still have the exact same save file as when I first got the game. This is Star, my first ever Nintendog. I don't know why I named her Star, especially since the shape on her stomach is a heart. Anyway, her stats are maxed out. She can walk longer than any of my other dogs. I was gonna show you, but then... I do not think that we just went on a walk. I haven't seen these dogs in 12 years, and she's the champion of agility training. At least she was, until I tried to do a contest like the good old days, made a fool of myself, and got my dog bullied by the judges. This is Scruffy, named after my childhood dog, who is very dead now. Oh, there, Scruffy. I know you haven't had human interaction in like 6 years because you're dead, but give me some space, will ya? And the other dogs mean nothing to me. I also wanted to show off my Peach Cart toy. I loved this thing as a kid and thought it was super rare, which I actually think maybe isn't because I have 2. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Nintendogs. I'm here because I found a bunch of very strange virtual pet games that are not Nintendogs that I want to show you. First up, we've got Hamster's Life with a Z. And I got these games from eBay, and it looks like someone else's hamsters on here.
Hi.
Weirdly, I've heard of this because I worked at
Anyway,
GameStop.
oh no, it's one of these games. So I was going through the selection of hamsters, and I stumbled onto this. The Cutie Hamster. This is quite possibly one of the ugliest hamsters I've ever seen in my entire life. The cute little icon compared to the actual hamster is astounding. It got worse. He looks like an elder, so I'm going to name him Grandpa.
Fucked up rats.
Oh, Grandpa wants to play a memory game. Oh no. So you can pet your hamster, feed it, clean the mass amounts of black mold growing in its cage, hold it with your creepy hand. You can even take him out of the cage and hold it. Alright, I think I'm done for now. You can also give it toys to play with.
Drop.
Lol.
He cage is too small. So, you know, Hamster's Life with a Z was as to be expected. Sure, some of the execution was...
I saw Hamtaro down there.
Hamster's Life with a Z was as to be expected.
With a fucking knife.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. I was like, Hamtaro, why? Why you do this?
Sure, some of the execution was a bit unexpected.
Yay!
But nothing out of the ordinary. Until, what do you say when you turn around, you see a cat, and your heart almost stops? What? I thought you just play little mini games with your hamster and feed them seeds and stuff, but apparently they start learning English. You can talk to them and they'll respond, but you can only say the options the game has provided. Yes, the only phrases a human would ever need. Good evening, come on, and I'm sad. But sometimes the hamster will personally ask how to convey emotions. My friend went away. How should I express these feelings? What should I say when I only have one sunflower seed left? Guys, I taught my hamster how to be sad, and now I think he's depressed. But it's okay, because 42 hours in, Grandpa now has a cowboy hat, and an entire roller coaster.
Holy
Next
crap.
up is Parrot Pals. I was excited about this one because, you know,
Birds.
I have my own Parrot Pals.
Burb.
You boot up game and... You know what? It's not wrong. I picked out my large bird and named him Large, and now I have options on how
Large
to interact
burb.
with him. Care, which is the typical feeding, cage cleanup, bathing. Watching, which is just letting him outside and watching him. You can't interact with your bird while you're watching him. You just sit there and watch him. I mean, I don't know what I expected. And play, which is minigames. Can't be a virtual pet game without the minigames. There's dribbling, made you look, and tug of war. And I was immediately intrigued by tug of war because I don't know if you know this, but this is what tug of war looks like with a bird. Turns out you have to withhold your strength and not knock over the flag in the middle, which is less exciting if I'm gonna be completely honest. Also, this is what dribbling looks like. It's just keep away with the bird. I don't know, I just wanted to show you what it looked like. Anyway, you can actually talk to your bird and it'll try to have a conversation. Hello, bird. Alright, so let me show you the Amazon review that single-handedly made me decide I have to buy this game. Sarah says, 1 star. Within the first 5 minutes, my daughter struggled to get the speak and repeat to work. And when it did work, the bird kept telling her over and over, I dislike you, until she cried. Need I say more? Also, it was literally like $2. A bit into the game, you unlock training, which lets you teach your bird tricks and phrases to repeat. I was confused on why the game was telling me to teach the bird random phrases like, washed up by the river, there was an old man, and Ogre Island. But then I realized I had to teach the bird this entire 20-phrase-long story.
Oh.
Tell you how long it took to get him to learn all that, but just know it was more than I would have committed to if I wasn't monetizing it for content. Then Large just starts going off with the free speech. I didn't teach him any of that. Why is he saying these things? After you teach the bird every single trick and repeatable phrase he can learn, contests open up. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I'm probably the first person in the world who has actually unlocked contests in Parrot Pals. I entered Large into the beginner contest and won, probably because he was the only participant. So you win the beginner contest and you'd expect your rank to go up to, I don't know, intermediate contest or maybe even advanced contest. No, you rank up from beginner to novice. What's next after that? Just starting out? It's master? You go from beginner to novice to master. Now, the game you've all been waiting for.
Big burb.
You know them, you love them, monkeys. With a Z, obviously. A game where you adopt, take home, and play with monkeys. You start off at an adoption center where you can pet the 3 monkeys they have out in their backyard to see which one you want to take home.
You want to still be able to monetize.
Buddy, what's your... Oh, God! I mean, how can I say no to a face like that? I named him Champ, and now we just go home, I guess. Look at him go. Welcome home, little man.
No.
Don't touch that. I was in the middle of trying to figure out what a single one of these menu icons meant when Champ decided to just go out and help himself to the kitchen. I mean, yeah, I guess monkeys would be able to do that. But I sure didn't expect it. Also, holy crap, I totally thought Champ was a boy at first, but turns out I was just confused because they colored the female gender icon of the monkey blue. So there Champ is, in the kitchen, hanging out. I'm just realizing there's just a straight-up monkey in my house. After a little bit of petting and taking care of your monkey, a little heart gauge goes up. And when you get all 3 hearts, your monkey will grow up.
Okay.
This is uncanny. This monkey is now taller than the kitchen countertops. Go out and take a look at the counters in your kitchen right now and really just take in how big of a monkey that is. Am I the only
That's
one
a
that is
big monk.
feeling very weird about this?
Monkey.
There's no doubt in my mind this monkey could absolutely kill me if it wanted to.
Yes.
I bought another monkey. You can go out to the park with your monkeys and play with just some random other monkey that's there. There's also Nintendo's agility training, but for monkeys, and Nintendo's bath time, but for monkeys, and Nintendo's frisbee toy, but for monkeys. But you know what this game has that Nintendo's doesn't? Human clothes. I put this sweater on Champ because, I don't know, I think now it feels like I have an actual just hairy person. Then I bought another monkey. There are 3 monkeys in my house and they all have various styles of clothes on. Then, this happened.
Uh-oh.
I think out of all the virtual pet games out there, the fact that the monkeys can have babies makes me the most uncomfortable. Overall, this game is very jank. You can throw the bowl of water and the water just does this. Monkeys will get stuck in the walls. When you enter a new room, for a few frames you can catch all the monkeys T-posing, but I'd expect nothing less from Pets Monkey's House with a Z. I knew what I was getting into with this game. Have you seen the back of the box art? There's not much else to say. Overall, I enjoyed virtual pet games as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people think back fondly on their virtual pets as well. It's just funny how Nintendo started this huge trend and all these other game companies started scrambling to throw together their own Nintendogs to cash in on poor, unassuming children and grandparents. But again, now we've got such a wide variety of content, and I unironically love it.
Jesus.
I hope you're all having a good year so far. Sorry I was gone for a bit. I took a break at the beginning of the year, so yeah, it happens. Anyway, I don't think I have much to say here, so I guess this is gonna be a short end card this time. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
I still love that one of the team members
Goodbye.
is
Have a great
fucking old Dragon Knight from Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Ornstein and Smo. Yeah. So, God. Yeah, Nintendogs I never really got into.
Me either.
I never got it. I don't know. Certain DS games, I just never... Because I remember,
All
like...
the girls that I worked with at GameStop were like, Nintendogs is so fun. And I'm just like, I'm not interested.
The one that I played was Brain Academy.
I never played that.
That's like the one that I had because I was just like, huh, okay, so this is a game that tests your aptitude and your arithmetic and all that. I'm like, all right, and I did really good at it, and I actually remember doing it. I remember the first time I played it on a friend's DS, and I'm just like, so you just solve problems? Okay. And all of a sudden he looks, and I got like the second highest score on the game, and he like right under his, and he's just like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, that's your first time playing, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, don't play this again. And I'm like, why? He's like, and I got it, and then he could never catch up to me after I'd played it for about another week or so, and he could never catch up to me again. I was just like, oh, well, there you go. And also keep in mind, he is also the same kid. He was a few years younger than me, and he's a fan of these games as a service thing. He posted something earlier on Facebook. I'll show you real quick, just to show you what kind of dingus we're dealing with here. There it is. Okay. This was his post. Yeah. This was his post, ladies and gentlemen. If you grew up playing this, your generation is the worst. To which I posted this as a response. I posted, hey, I don't come to your games as a service blow bang session and knock the dicks out of your mouth. Leave my N64 out of this. To which he loved that comment because me and him go back and forth all the fucking time. Because he can say whatever the hell he wants. I mean, hell, the N64, in spite of its errors, I still look back on it as like
I just wonder what people count growing up playing something as. Like, do they mean like, do they count every system that you played as you were growing up to be an adult, or do they count like that as like your first system?
I don't know. Anthony's a weird kid. I mean, honestly,
like the system that you played when you were old enough to actually fully understand how the system worked. Because if so, I would say like Super Nintendo or N64 was probably like my growing up playing this, because I played like everything on N64 that I could. You know,
yeah,
like I understood it more.
Keep this in mind, dude.
But actually, PlayStation 2 was probably the point where I hit to where like I started actually like beating a lot of games and getting through things without a guide sometimes.
Well, keep this in mind, dude. Anthony, this is the same kid. This is the kid brother of the guy who stole my Pokemon cards at school. I don't know if I remember telling you that story. Yeah. Dude broke into my got in my backpack and stole my Pokemon cards, and this is his kid brother, whom I was actually more friends with than the actual older brother. But
I'd say so if the older brother stole your Pokemon cards.
Well, I didn't know for the longest time, but then when I found out, he was just like, "Oh, dude, what's the problem? They were just Pokemon cards." I'm like, "They were mine. That's the problem, dude." And
well, you don't fucking take things from your friends without asking, dickhead.
He didn't just take them, dude. He sold them. Like he took them for himself and he sold them because he's an asshole. And I'll say this: Anthony is at least a decent enough human being to where, you know, he fucks around with people like this. You know, he's a gamer supreme, but yet, here's the thing about him. I remember when we were playing Smash Brothers. We also, like, we played Smash Brothers Ultimate. He touted himself as, like, the best Smash Brothers player. And me, I play Smash Brothers not on the regular. I play it every now and again. I mean, I hadn't played it in, like, a month at that point. I got in there, and me and him traded, like, he won 7 games and I won 3. I mean, we still, like, I still could do good enough against him, but he wanted to tout himself as, like, the best, like...
I've never been close to the best Smash Brothers player.
If you want to tout yourself as the greatest Smash Brothers player in Wise County, that's not really saying much, dude. That's not really saying much. That's like being the smartest... No, I'm not going to say it. Even though it's a line from one of my favorite movies, I'm not going to say it. So, yeah. Virtual pet games, I've never really been into as much like that. Like Nintendo's, what she was talking about. Tamagotchis and Pokemon were like the last bit for me before I grew up and got into different things. But yeah, I can see a lot of the good from what she was saying here. How it's fun to play with them and fun to... Plus, Jaden is Jaden. I mean, she bought a game simply because it made a small child cry.
Just check out the garbage bin spin-off titles and just to see how bad they are.
Oh, Club Penguin, that's the other one. And now Club Penguin's gone forever. You see, again, there's so many different games that...
Never got into the Club Penguin thing.
Me neither.
It was after my time of Neopets.
Yeah, so anyway, this was an interesting video. I'm glad we were able to watch it. This was Jaden Animations. I played weird virtual pet games. And, yeah, this was good. I recommend if you all want to see the original video, link is in the description. If you want to see more from Jaden, click her name in the title of the video. It should be right down there. And I guess until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.